Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Snape here, and I'm back with a brand new video. Today, guys, we're going to be showing you the best ALC settings for Season 25. If you enjoy, like, comment, subscribe, but without further ado, let's jump straight into this. I'm not going to make this too long-winded of a video. You're going to go to Control and go down to the bottom, go to Advanced Controls, and from here, you're going to go and turn them on. Next up, you got Dead Zone. Now, depending on the type of controller that you have, how old your controller is, if you have a decent controller, like myself, who has an eSwap X2, I do not get stick drift, so I do not need any Dead Zone on, so I have it set to 0%. If you have a slightly older controller, maybe an original Xbox controller or original PlayStation 5 controller, you might be experiencing a little bit of stick drift where your analog stick walks off and does its own thing. You might want to turn it up a little bit, but personally for myself, I found 0% works good because my controller has no stick drift. Next up, we got Outer Threshold. I have this set to 1%. I've never had anything different, and honestly, you do not need anything different. Next up, I've got Response Curve. I have this set to 5. This is obviously the perfect spot for me, where I found that moving left to right and up and down, just essentially, it didn't feel twitchy. I feel very much in control, but it also is not too high that it feels sluggish and slow. So you've got to kind of make sure you're bearing that in mind. But yeah, 5 has been a really good sweet spot. Like I say, it's not too twitchy and it's not sluggish. So perfect spot in my opinion. Next up, Peropter Settings. I have this turned off because honestly, Peropter Settings, I find that they are actually more hassle than they're worth. I find that it messes with your muscle memory because obviously if you start picking up a different site and it's faster than the other, it really messes with your brain. I honestly feel like turn it off, and at the end of the day, if you are using a longer range sight like a 3x in a fight, just bear that in mind when you're getting close and personal. You probably want to hit fire, not ADS, because in the end of the day, it's going to feel way too slow to track somebody. So yeah, personally, in my opinion, I would not have Peropter Settings on. Yawn and pitch speed, they're both set to 240. This is obviously how quickly you look left to right and up and down when not going hit fire, essentially. Sorry. So yeah, 240 I found was perfect because it makes it a lot easier to track, but also it's not too fast that you can't keep up with somebody that's jumping around. I've recently moved to PC and I found that obviously there was a lot of people tap strafing, and because my sense used to be a little bit higher, I used to find that I would overshoot them and I wouldn't be able to keep on top of it. Now, I find I'm a lot more accurate in hip fire, and yeah, I'm getting those shots down and my tracking down a lot better. So yeah, I personally would have 240 for both of these. The rest of it, all 0. Moving down, we have ADS yawn speed, and this is going to be how quickly you look left to right while going ADS. And this is while I'm not pushing my analog stick to the end of the controller. So say I'm not pushing my analog stick to the end. I'll mention that a little bit more in a second. And then I also have, obviously, for the pitch speed, I have it set to 50. I've got it slightly lower because then that way I can push down on my analog stick a little bit harder. But as you see, once again, I'm not going to the end of my analog sticks and I'm very much in control. Now, the reason why I said about not going to the end of the analog stick, because I actually play with extra yawn and extra pitch. These with an extra 100 on. So essentially, if I was ADS and I go to the end, as you can see, it actually goes faster. There is times where maybe you say you're shooting here and then you're like, actually I want to go over here. Boom, you can move straight away over. Whereas obviously if I didn't have it set to extra yawn, extra pitch, it would just take me a little bit too long to move across. It helps in those situations, like I say, whether you are trying to switch between targets, maybe left to right. But obviously then once again, when we are aiming at a target, we can be nice and accurate. So I really found that that was the best thing for me, honestly. I found that having that extra yawn is really helpful, like I say, just to literally just move between targets at speed. But then when it comes down to the nitty gritty, I don't have to go to the end of my analog stick. And I can very much keep control of the ADS. And apart from that, the rest is 0-0. And make sure target compensation and melee compensation is on, or you will not get aim assist. That is everything, guys. Honestly, hands down, this is the best ALC settings for Season 25. Obviously, at the end of the day, take a little bit of practice, but yeah, beautiful. Apart from that, guys, that's everything. If you have enjoyed, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how you get on with these ALC settings, and I'll see you all in the next video.